Hey guys, this is Michael B. the Game Genie, and welcome to my April update of my NES Complete Collection Chronicles. Alright guys, before you say anything, I know I'm late again this month. I am very sorry. I'm going to try my very best to get these up earlier. Please don't hate me, please don't be mad at me. I'll do my best. My wife just got home from law school. I'm just so excited to have her home, and you know, it's a bit of a challenge to go from living by yourself to living with somebody again and trying to find the time necessary to do stuff like make videos for YouTube. Balance that with your normal life. Well, I know you guys don't really want to hear about that, so anyways, that's the end of that. Just explaining my situation. I'm going to try to get my videos up more frequently, especially this one, because I know people really enjoy seeing month after month the games I pick up, and it's kind of not fair to you to make you wait, so hope you guys understand. Anyways, let's see what I picked up this month. I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't been able to find a lot of stuff recently. You have to understand, I'm getting close to the 600 game mark, so I only have about 170, 180 games left to find. A lot of those are really pricey, and as most people know, the game prices have just gone through the roof everywhere. NES is really hot right now. Of course it is. It's been hot for a couple of years, and the prices have just skyrocketed, making it harder and harder for me to find what I need to complete the collection. Man, all I've done is complain since I've started this video. I hope you guys don't take it that way. But anyways, I was able to find a few games in April that I'm very excited to add to my collection. First of which is a sequel to a game that is a classic Nintendo game everybody knows, but one I didn't spend a lot of time with, and I didn't even know there was a sequel on the NES until recently. That's Paperboy 2. Well, what can I say about Paperboy 2? It does a lot of things that Paperboy 1 did, but it's just really weird. I mean, there's extra stuff in there. The thing I liked so much about the original Paperboy was there were some really, fun things that anybody who grew up and actually had a paper route might remember. You might run into a dog, there might be a man that's kind of salty with you going up and down his pavement. But in the second game, there was things I don't remember from my paper route. Dragons, castles, cannons. It's lunacy. But then again, if you like the original Paperboy, you're going to like this game too, because it's more of the same. Seems to be, I guess, done up a little bit better. The graphics look a little bit tighter. Gameplay's still fun. Overall, it's more Paperboy, so if you like Paperboy, you'll like this game. Next up is a Tecmo shmup that I knew nothing about on the NES. In fact, I've seen this game probably a dozen times, and for some reason already assumed I had it, or I don't know, maybe I just wasn't interested in picking it up at the time, but I finally realized that I actually needed it. I'm one of these horrible people. I go out collecting and I don't bring my list and I just go off my memory. I got a pretty good memory, so it works out sometimes, other times not so much. Anyways, I digress. So I picked up this Tecmo shmup, finally added to my collection, and you know what? It's pretty fun. Star Force. Let's be honest here, Star Force isn't going to blow anybody away graphically. It's a top-down scrolling shooter, which I really enjoy, but they're extremely challenging, so it can be a little frustrating at times. Graphically, it's not really anything, again, like I said earlier, that will blow you away, but it's good. It's good enough for the NES, it's good enough for what it's doing. The music, there's really nothing super special or memorable, but the challenge and the controls are really good, so if you're the kind of person that doesn't need the extra pizzazz and flair of graphics and great music, Star Force is a game that you can get a lot of enjoyment out of. Next up is a game that's actually very challenging to find, but not one that was ever really something that I considered to be an essential piece of my collection, but I've seen a lot of people pick it up recently, so when I finally found a copy, actually in a, what's it called? It's like a pawn shop, basically, which I rarely ever find games in a pawn shop. I knew I had to pick it up. Times of Lore on the NES. I'm going to be honest with you, I really haven't spent enough time with Times of Lore to really give you an opinion if I like it or I don't like it. From what I've played early, it has some of the slow, clunky mechanics of early RPGs that I don't really find interesting, like to press a button up the menu system. Yeah, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, that's just not for me, and I find that slow and boring, and I don't enjoy it, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. One thing I do like is the action is, well, the combat is actually like an action RPG thing. And it's kind of strange because I remember the very first time I got in the town, I went up to like the very first person you meet, which is another knight in the tavern, and I just attacked him, and I didn't know what I was doing. I pressed the wrong button. Instead of the command button to bring up the talk option, I just attacked him, then he started attacking me. So right off the bat, like I'm this giant heel and I kill this guy. Anyways, I don't know how I feel about Times of Lore yet. I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't played it a ton. So far, it's kind of meh for me, but again, I really haven't put enough time into it to really give it an opinion. Next up is a game that I recently picked up. I got it at a flea market. It was at a pretty reasonable price compared to eBay. I knew I needed it, but I didn't know anything about the game. But when I got it home and popped it in, it didn't come out of my system for an extremely long time. I liked it so much, I included it in my top 10 NES Hidden Gems video, even with the limited time I had with it. That's Shadow of the Ninja. And of course, it's made by a great NES developer, publisher, Natsumi. Guys, I'm telling you right now, if you can get your hands on Shadow of the Ninja for a good price, go pick it up. That's before I've even told you anything about this game. This game is a side-scrolling action platformer, which everybody knows is kind of my jam. But it's also very similar to the Ninja Gaiden series, you know, so if that's something you really enjoy, you'll really like this game. But it has other different design elements that make it extremely interesting too. I love his ability to grab onto things, the different weapon choices. This is just a really fun game. It's challenging, but it's really fun. And Natsumi, one of the things I really enjoy about them is they do so many special things with their games, with the graphical effects during the games. Like, right out, you start in this rain stage that is just beautiful. I could go on and on about Shadow of the Ninja, but I've already kind of covered it in a lot of detail, well, as much as I'm going to be able to do in a top 10 video, in my top 10 NES Hidden Gems. So if you want to know more about Shadow of the Ninja, go check that video out. And yes, I'm giving myself a shameless plug. But really, Shadow of the Ninja is a fantastic game, guys. One I think that everybody should at least play. And remember when I said it was very similar to the Ninja Gaiden games? It was so similar that Tecmo actually took it, the Game Boy version of Shadow of the Ninja, and redeveloped it as Ninja Gaiden Shadow. Yeah, that's the Shadow and the Ninja Game Boy version. So anyways, guys, that's 4 new NES games added to my collection. Last time, I was at 579 games, which brings me to 583 NES games. 17 away from that 600 benchmark plateau. You think about it, it's only 600 and then 700, and there's no more hundreds to accomplish. Then I complete the collection. So I'm getting close. It's actually a little bit scary. I've been doing this now for over 2 years, and it's weird to see the end in sight. Well, I've got a lot of games to get, and a lot of hard ones and expensive ones, so maybe the end won't come that quickly. Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for following along and watching these videos. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing. I just went on vacation after I did my top 10 NES Hidden Gems video, and I haven't made a video in like a month, but in that time period, I went up over 1,000 subscribers, and I hit the 5,000 mark. That's incredible. Thank you guys so very much. It's greatly appreciated. Anyways, this is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time. And we are done. At least for this video. Kind of miss my beard.